Hello again everyone, this is Mr. Hoy. In this video I'm going to do another question that involves factoring by grouping. This question is a little bit different because this question actually requires factoring by GCF first. Now in the previous videos I've made, all of them, or none of them I should say, had a GCF that could be factored out. If you're looking at this term and you look at just the coefficients for right now, you realize they're all even numbers. And what that means is we can factor out a positive 2. So we want to look at all of these. And in the questions that follow, I want to make sure that you're factoring out that GCF first and leaving the rest for later. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to factor out the 2, and I'm going to use this bracket to keep the rest of the question within. So I'm going to take out the 2, I'm going to leave a 4x squared y, a negative 32x, a negative 1xy, and a positive 8. Alright, so when you're doing this question, please be organized. Leave the 2 on the outside. It's the last time I'm going to do anything with the 2. It's just going to remain on the outside for the rest of the question. So again, I've got that 2. I've got the brackets. I'm not doing anything else with that at the moment. So looking at what's inside of these 2 terms, these 4 terms I should say, we've got this set of 2 here and this set of 2 here. Starting with the first set, got 4x squared y minus 32x. I can take a 4 out, and I can take a singular x out, leaving me with xy minus 8 once I take that 4x out. Now with the last 2 terms, there's a couple different elements to this you want to consider. One, there are no x's or y's in this term, so you're definitely not taking out a variable. When it comes to the coefficient, as I mentioned in the last video, you do need to take a number out. The largest number you can take out is a 1 from either of these 2 terms. But again, similar to the last video, we've got a negative lead coefficient within the last 2 terms here. So because this is a negative, we actually want to take out a negative 1 from both of those terms. I'm going to go here, I'm going to take out a negative 1. When I do that, this negative xy becomes a positive xy. And this positive 8 becomes a negative 8 or a minus 8 here. Now going further down here, again, just carrying down that 2. I have the 2 on the outside, and then on the inside, I'm going to have this xy minus 8. So this term here and here, I just copy down again. And I carry down what remained here with the 4x and the minus 1. When you're doing questions like this and you get to the end, you can leave the brackets as they are. You'll also see this represented as just a 2 sitting by itself outside of both of these sets of parentheses. Either answer is acceptable. Because the questions that follow are multiple choice, you will see this. You will not see any written this way. But I would strongly recommend using these brackets for the solving of the question. You want to make sure that you understand the 2 is not coming into play again in the question. The 2 has been factored out. We just need to make sure we don't lose the 2 throughout the question. The 2 gets carried down and just sits out there in front of the rest of the terms. So again, final answer, 2 times the quantity xy minus 8, then times the quantity 4x minus 1.